The following program has been fully paid for and brought to you by the Majesty Now magazine.
You might end up in a magazine, or you might end up on TV. One-on-one with JCAROL. When you slide through the Majesty, and we gon' show the world that we the latest, and we gon' show the world that we the biggest. One-on-one with JCAROL. Ain't nothing bigger than the Majesty. Yo, tell me your story and I'ma tell the world. Get it off your chest, baby, don't hold it in.
The Majesty Now magazine, royal expose to the nations. Do you desire to be featured in one of the nation's premier magazines? Contact Majesty today at www.majestynow.com. Majesty has excellent spots at excellent pricing. And yes, Majesty will expose you in a royal way. Hello and welcome to the JCAROL Show. It is so good to be before you all once again. I'm so excited about all that's happening. I know that there is a lot going on in this world today, even in our nation, but I'm just so excited because I know the will of God is going to be done in our lives. I have another spectacular show for you because I know the guest. I tell you, she is an outstanding person. She loves everybody. You know, she's been through some things, but I tell you, you just stay tuned in. You're going to see just what I'm talking about. She's going to be a blessing to you. So I want you to take out your pencils and your papers so you can write down all of her information as it becomes at the bottom of the screen because she's available. She's available for all types of assignments. So contact her today. So I now introduce and bring to the stage with me none other than Miss JEANELL. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming.
I'm so grateful to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Now you had a good trip, safe trip.
It was good. Just hot here. It's hot here, but
Why you have to say? See, you have to start all off talking about my little city already.
but it's great. I love it. I love it. It was a great ride. Came with great people. So it was a great
wonderful.
Ride. Yes.
I know. I'm so thankful for all of the studio audience that's here. Thank you all, and thank you all so much for being here. I tell you, I appreciate the support. There are some people who they don't think they need anybody.
Right.
They think they can do it all themselves, and even when they have help, they still try to do it all themselves.
Yes, I believe help helps, and when help helps, it makes you better. So
Absolutely.
I have great people that are around me, connected to me, and they help me and helping me and encouragement and support, showing up, being there. Drivers, I mean.
Oh, wonderful.
I love it.
Now, that's what I need, a driver. Can one of y'all drivers be my driver?
Now, that one loves to drive, and it's so amazing. She's a mother. Like an older mother, and she drives very good, very well. So she'll drive. If I say I'm going to Timbuktu, she'll be like, "Can I drive for you?"
That's amazing.
So I do. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And it's great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so
yes.
much. I've known you on social media for a while.
Yeah.
So now and I know I've scheduled you a couple of times, and because of circumstances beyond my control.
Right.
But I'm glad that you are here.
We're here.
Yes,
We're here. And
yes.
I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so
I'm glad
much.
to see whatever you're going to ask, what we're going to talk about. So
yes.
I'm ready.
Yes,
ready.
ma'am. And before we get into it, I want you to maybe for 60 seconds just look at the camera and just let everyone know who you are and where you're from.
I am JEANELL MCIVER. I am from a great big city called High Point, North Carolina, and I love where I live, and I love what I do where I live. So that's who I am, JEANELL MCIVER, High Point, North Carolina.
High Point, North Carolina. Now, is that very far north of?
It's north from here, yes. It's not far north, but it's called the Triad area, which is Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point. So we're called Triad area.
Yes. And I have heard a little bit of your story.
Yes.
What a story. And I know I still haven't heard it all.
It's a lot to it. It's sometimes kind of kind of hard to kind of localize what you want to
Mhm.
say because you have so
Mhm.
much that you've endured and gone through. But we're gonna just go with whatever you ask and want to
Absolutely.
know. That's what we're gonna
Yes,
do.
ma'am. Thinking all the way back,
Yeah.
and I know we won't call any names or
Yes. Right.
any situations or cities, I'll
Right.
say, but just thinking back even from your young adult life,
Yes.
what are a couple of challenges that you may have gone through as
Wow.
a young millennial or a young, I'll
Yes.
say maybe a teenager,
Yes.
that
Yes.
has something to do with where you are now? How has it helped
Um,
shape you now?
well, not to go too much on the religious side, but you have to understand where I was when I
Mhm.
was a young adult. I was
Yes.
raised in church, but I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So
Uh-huh.
I just went out there and
Yes,
just
ma'am.
did partied, smoked
Mhm.
marijuana. I was just out there, and then I ended up dating a guy and got pregnant by him out of wedlock. And we were married, had a young baby, and we lost everything twice. I lost everything, the
Mm.
car, the house, and I had
Yes.
to move back in with my mother. So going through that made me feel less than a woman, less than a mother.
Yes, ma'am.
But the determination I had, it kept me going. And then,
Yes.
after all that, I ended up getting divorced as a young lady and
Yes.
raising two sons. So
Yes.
that was very challenging, but because of my
Mhm.
strength and faith, I
Absolutely.
knew I was going to make
Mhm.
it. I can't tell you I didn't have days that I cried. I didn't have
Yes.
days that I was like, I can't do it. But I had the support of a great
Mhm.
mother and father. And I
Yes.
thank God for that. I'd have to
Yes.
say that.
So you're saying, although we may be in church, we can still get off
And get off
track.
track, yeah. It's amazing
Now, is it
how
what now? It doesn't happen all of a sudden, so it like
it
gradually.
gradually, yeah.
Okay.
Like raised all my life as a kid, I can remember being in church, but I think as I got older, like 18, 19,
Mhm.
I was like, I want to do something outside of this. I just wanted to try something different, and in trying something different, I got caught up.
Yes,
I just got
ma'am.
caught up, and even though I went through all that stuff, it brought a strength that I didn't know was there yet. I didn't know,
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
because I was, like I said, partying, clubbing. I was doing all that age I felt was doing, and
Mhm.
and I didn't care about where I come from at that time because I
Right.
just didn't have my right mental capacity.
Mhm.
And when I was out there, I remember where I come from. I remember that,
Yes.
but there was that
Yes.
part of me that just wanted to experiment,
Mhm.
and in that experiment I almost lost my mind too.
Yes.
So I went through a lot of mental and emotional distress, and that's why I'm a very strong advocate for um, therapy,
Mhm.
healing, and just getting your mental state
Yes.
back.
So you're saying, along with our Father God and our leaders or
Yeah.
pastors, therapy is good as
Therapy is
well.
good, yes.
Mhm.
And I
So why
say
do we
that.
have this thing that therapy, if we go to a therapist, or
Um,
that is something really wrong with that?
I believe that's a cultural taboo. That's
Okay.
something we were raised, and I say all the time when I talk to people, we were taught, don't say anything, keep that in the house.
Yes. Oh,
Don't you let
yes.
people know what's going
That's
on in our
right.
house
That's
when
right.
our own houses have been killing us.
Right.
So I've
Mhm.
encouraged so many people get a therapist. There's nothing wrong with that. I also have my bachelor's in psychology.
Oh, do
So yes,
you?
I tell people a lot of times psychology saved my life. Honestly,
Yes.
getting my degree up my degree as a person.
Oh my
So I
goodness.
encourage people to do that.
I
It's
need to
nothing wrong with
I
that.
need to write that down. Getting my degree,
It upped my degree.
upped my degree.
Yeah, I became a better person because I
Yes.
understood human behavior. And a lot of times we don't know that our
Mhm.
behaviors or our decisions have come from trauma. And
Yes.
that trauma
Oh,
has not been
okay.
dealt with. So now
Yes.
we find ourselves answering from trauma, trying to
Mhm.
love from trauma. And you can't do it. It's not possible. Not effectively. It's not
Yes. Well,
possible.
maybe that's why I act the way I do now sometimes. Oh my goodness.
I'm a very strong advocate for dealing with
Yes.
I tell people if you never get to a root of a thing, it'll
Mhm.
keep growing.
Oh my
If you
yes.
don't ever
Okay.
kill that thing at the root, and
Yes.
you got to acknowledge it first.
Uh-huh.
And if we be honest,
But
a
it's
lot,
hard to
it's
acknowledge at
hard to,
times.
yeah,
Mhm.
especially when you don't want to deal with it. And I think
Right.
that's what's wrong. A
Okay.
lot of people get embarrassed by their trauma.
Mhm.
And I've told people,
Mm.
you are not what happened to you. You are not
Yes.
that. And you
Yes.
got to pull up from that. And, as a single mom raising two sons, I remember saying to God, I said, I can teach them what a mom looked like, what a woman looked like, but I can't
Uh-huh.
teach them what a man looked like. how a man is. And I thank God for my father, who's deceased now. He showed them how a man should act and love. And I watched him love my mom and, love us as his children. I have a brother. And I believe that he just gave me a great dad to be that man example or that male perspective for my boys. So,
So now, before all of the transformation and you were transformed, did it come in steps, and you had to train your mind? I know.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the mindset and the. I know there's even the scripture in the Bible that says, "Let this mind be in you." And then the mind.
I tear up a lot talking about my transitions and my transformation. And you brought up a scripture. The scripture that comes to me is train up a child in the way they should go, and when they go astray. And I went astray, but the word stayed there.
Oh, yes.
So I believe when I came to my senses, the word was the hook that brought me back.
Yeah.
What I learned. And was it a process? Yes. Did I have to take steps? Yes. But there were certain things that I just stopped cold turkey because that part of me was still there, that conqueror. That was still there, but it still took a process. It took time. And the one area that I can say took time is healing emotionally and mentally. That takes a process. I tell people, if you look at most of the things we get hooked on or we get stuck in, it took time getting there.
Absolutely.
So it takes time coming out. And I want to tell people, let that time take its place.
Yes.
Because it takes time coming out. And I tell people it's easy to get into something, but it's more challenging coming out. And I know the challenges of coming out.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And, that's what there's someone watching today. They are facing so many hard challenges. And that's why even whether we are in school or in the neighborhood or a home or a church, we have to always say the right things.
Yeah.
We can't play with people.
Right.
We can't even, the ones who are, I'll say pastors or leaders, shouldn't place across the podium in the pool.
Yeah.
People are in devastating times.
Yeah.
And there's someone who's devastated right now. They're depressed. They really don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk to them for maybe 3 minutes and just tell them what's on your heart.
Well, I know depression happens to all people, but the thing is, the Bible talks about, and I have to bring it up sometimes, acknowledge God in all your ways, and then He'll direct your step. So what we were talking about earlier is acknowledging. You have to acknowledge that you've been hurt, you've been wounded, and then you have to ask, how do I take these steps to forgiveness? It has to have forgiveness. Trauma and things are going to happen. They're going to come because we're promised that, in a sense, that you will have trials and tribulations in this time. But I would tell you this, acknowledge it. Remember, you're not what happened to you. And just ask God to give you those steps. How do I get out of this? How do I ask for forgiveness? Or how do I forgive? And it can be challenging because it could be a family. It could be a friend. It could be someone you don't even know that has hurt you or wounded you. But you don't have to stay there. That's what I want you to remember. You don't have to stay there because you were not created to stay in a grave in your emotions and your mental.
Oh, my goodness. That was powerful. That was so powerful.
Thank you.
And I want you to write down the information. And she's available actually for all types of conferences and seminars and even in ministry. If there's something that you desire, give her a call. Her administration, she's ready, willing, and able to come in and to serve in whatever capacity that you all need her to be. So we're going to take a small break, a commercial break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. The Majesty Now magazine, royal expose to the nations. Do you desire to be featured in one of the nation's premier magazines? Contact Majesty today at www.majestynow.com. Majesty has excellent spots at excellent pricing. And yes, Majesty will expose you in a royal way. So we have covered such a lot in a short time. This is unbelievable. I would have never known you having to deal with some of the things that you've gone through or dealt with.
Yeah.
Yes, and the things that you may have gone through with people, I'll say. Have you had any indiscretions with maybe men or man or someone taking advantage of you or any kind of abuse?
Oh, they tried.
Abuse or assault?
Yeah, they'll
Yes.
try.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I would put no bad slight on my children's father.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because your experience is your experience. Your
Yes.
life is your life. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember I was married young. And, abuse is not just
Yes,
physical.
ma'am.
It can be emotional,
Right.
mental,
That's right.
spousal. It's so many levels of the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was married for 11 years. And we stayed
That's a
together
long
for the
time.
kids.
Yes.
And, I don't condone divorce by all
Mm-hmm.
means,
Yes, ma'am.
but I don't condone staying miserable
Mm-hmm.
and in any situation that will make you feel less than or
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
abused mentally or emotionally. Sometimes men they may be good for their children, but not good as a husband. It doesn't make
Okay.
them
That's
not a good
yes,
person.
ma'am.
But, it just did not work out. And I went through a lot of emotional abuse through
Mm-hmm.
that. So
How
I
do you handle emotional? How does anyone handle emotional abuse over and over and over
I,
again?
I tell you honestly, and again, you'll see my eyes gloss up a lot because I can't just contribute it to just good people being in my life. It's really my relationship
Yes,
with
ma'am.
God.
Yes.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Yes.
I knew what He said about me in the
Mm-hmm.
Word,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to start declaring those things to myself, which built up my
Yes.
mental.
Okay.
And I had to keep reminding myself that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made,
Yes.
and that these things was just a part of how it made
Mm-hmm.
me. And I became a very strong African American
Yes.
woman.
Yes.
People see me today and say, "How do you do all you do?" I was a single mom. I was working a full-time job, do hair.
So
I've been
you
doing
do it
I've been doing
all.
hair. You know what? I
Okay.
tell people I feel like a little Jamaican sometimes. Like I got 15 jobs, but
Uh-huh.
because they can work multiple jobs where they're from. But
Uh-huh.
I was a single mom, doing hair, working a full time job, and going to school full time, and
Yes.
being a leader in the spiritual community, in the church community. So I did all that, and I will say this:
Mm-hmm.
I am so grateful for a mom that pushed me. I wanted to give up so many
Yes.
times because of just the emotional and mental
Mm-hmm.
stress.
So
And
you mean to tell me your mom knew a lot of things that you've dealt with?
she was right there. She saw it
She's right
all. She
there.
was right
How
there.
did she deal with it?
You know what? I think I need to ask her that one day. Like, how did she really deal with it? She saw nights that I
Yes.
stayed up to her, and if I do cry, it's not because I'm sad. It's just I'm
Uh-huh.
grateful.
Yes.
She saw me stay up till 11:30 at night, 12 at night, doing papers, writing research papers,
Mm.
and I would cry sometimes. It's like I can't do it. It's too much. My plate is too full. That was
Yes.
emotional stress for me. And she would say,
Yes.
"Janelle, you too far. You come too far. You got this. You can do it." And just her support, it
Uh-huh.
pushed me, and it reminded me of how grateful I should be for
Yes.
a
Okay.
mother that will push
Mm-hmm.
you even when she see you struggling. She saw me
Mm.
cry at night. She saw me just close my laptop and say, "I can't do it. I'm tired.
Mm.
I got too much on my plate. I'm not." And then she would say stuff like, "You got to remember the joy of the Lord is your strength." So
Yes.
she
Uh-huh.
had to remind me, not that I forgot, but I was too tired to remember.
Yes. Well, ooh,
I was
I tell you, you know what? When I deal, Mama, when I deal with certain things, may I please give you a call?
and she's a good looking 78-year-old.
Absolutely,
She has
yes.
been there and pushed,
Amazing.
and even when you have on your own
Mm-hmm.
trials and tests in your relationships, she's
Yes.
been there. She's a great cheerleader for
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
and I want to share this if I can.
Yes, uh-huh.
When my father passed, and most people that know me knew my father was like my hero,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I remember my mom, because I can't talk about me without talking about my parents, because they showed me what love and perseverance, and my mom is a very strong woman. And I remember she would say, "I see God in my husband's eyes." He was such a loving,
Mm.
he showed the love of God on a level I can't explain. And she
Yes.
showed the strength of God on a level I can't explain. And I never
Yes.
forget her saying to me, "You got to keep going. You have
Mm-hmm.
these two kids. You know what you're going to do, and what you're doing is going to pay off. You're going to be great. Your name is going to be great." She would
Yes.
just encourage me
Yes.
with stuff like that.
Yes.
And it gave me strength to keep going. But
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I can't say thank you to God without saying thank you to my mom.
Yes,
She's been there. So when
absolutely.
my dad passed, I said, "Mom, you need to move with me." I said, "Because you took care of me all my
Yes.
life, let me take care of you for yours."
Amazing.
Yeah. So she's been with me ever since my dad
Yes,
passed.
yes.
Hmm.
And how does any of this affect your children? Or
Um,
did they kind of know or sense or see any of the trials that you went through when they were at a young age, I'll say?
oh my goodness. Ooh, you asking some good questions because I'm gonna say this the best way I could, and I said this to them because as they got older, they wanted to know what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time they saw something, they thought it was me,
Did they
and
ever?
I took the fall for
Did
it. I
you?
did. I did.
Oh, you took the.
I took the fall
Okay.
for it
Uh huh.
because I wanted to protect them because I didn't want them to have a view of what I was going through from my perspective.
Uh
They
huh.
saw it for themselves. But
Yes.
when they got older, they began to ask me questions, and I was
Hmm.
honest with them.
Okay.
I was
So
very honest with
did they
them.
ever hold anything against you?
They did.
They
They did.
did.
They did. And I'm still working on, getting that healing with my kids
Mhm.
because people don't understand that when you go through, your kids go through.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
go through trauma, they do too.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes they don't know how to properly place trauma. So,
Mhm.
I had to apologize to them. There were times they were like, they blamed me when it wasn't me.
Yes.
But I let them do
Yes.
that because
Okay.
they were young,
Mhm.
and as they got
Mhm.
older, they began to understand. And then I had to become an advocate for their father, for them. So it's amazing.
Yes, it
It's
is.
amazing how you have to
Yes, it
love
is. Uh
on a
huh.
level that you don't understand sometimes.
But how most adults, not only parents, but just adults, period, don't think they have a need to ever apologize. So you
Whew.
said you apologize to your children. Sometimes we expect so much from them,
Yeah,
and but we don't apologize to
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Be sensitive to what they may need.
yeah. And I think apologizing to your kids,
Mhm.
it teaches them to be integral
Yes.
and respectful and to be accountable.
Mhm.
And I think as
Okay.
adults, when we don't show accountability to our children, we raise them up to be irresponsible,
Yes.
emotionally
Yes.
and mentally. So I had to ask their forgiveness because what I went through, they went through. They
Yes.
just understood it on the level that they could
Mhm.
understand it as a child.
Does any of this affect any of their relationships, you think?
I'm pretty sure. um, I have two adult sons,
Uh huh.
31 and 30,
Mhm.
and my youngest son is married, and of course, everyone
Okay.
has challenges in marriages, but I believe that it does affect the way they go.
Mhm.
My oldest son is not married, of course. He's
Mhm.
not, I don't even think he's in a real serious relationship. So you got me thinking, that could
Mm.
be some results of what he saw,
Yes.
growing up. Probably wasn't any physical abuse from their father, but there was a lot of mental and
Mhm.
emotional. And that I believe, I will say it like this, I believe that what kids see can
Mhm.
shape what they believe about people.
Yes. Okay. Yes,
So,
that's
and
true.
I believe
Mhm.
that happened to me, growing up as an adult, start going into adulthood. I started responding to life according to what I saw.
Yeah.
And
So.
everything that I saw and I was taught wasn't expedient. It
Mhm.
wasn't the most helpful, but that's what they knew to work with at the time.
Yes. There are some people, even now. There may be some young adults, whether it be 18, 19,
Yeah, yeah.
30, or almost 40. They're not married yet because they saw their parents, a lot of times mainly, well, it could be the mother or
Other
father,
father, yeah.
that they don't want to continue that cycle. They don't
Yeah,
want it to be that way. But I want you to encourage them.
yeah.
It may have happened to their parents,
But that doesn't
but it
mean that it
doesn't.
happened.
Please let them know that.
Even though it happened to your parents or
Mhm.
parents before them, that doesn't mean that it happens to you. I believe that a lot of things that you learn is not all to learn. Open your mind up to new perspectives, new ways, and better ways, more excellent ways. Because sometimes you go with what you know, but what you know is not all there is to know. So open up your mind to learn better ways, coping skills, how to deal with your emotions and frustrations. Because you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay stuck. Just grow. Let your mind be open, your heart be open to healing and to growth. That's what I would say.
And I know that a lot of us, even as young adults or even children, we're told that we should not talk with anybody except for our parents.
Yeah.
No one. And I do understand why that is said, because there are so many adults that take advantage of our children and our youth. But that same number that you see at the bottom of the screen, if you're 18 years or 21 years or older, you can even give Miss JEANELL a call. She can lead you through some things. She can talk with you to try to make sure that your thought pattern is, sometimes we just need to snap back into place.
Yeah.
She can help
That's
with that
good.
as well. So please reach out to her. Don't do anything that that's not really a part of your character.
Right.
You don't have to go back into doing things that you used to do that are not right, that will defile your body, or, give her a call. She's here. That's why she is on this show on your television screen today, just for you. So give her a call. Make sure you write down all of the information, and she would love to hear from you. Now, the last thing I would like to say, we have so much. I know we're going to have to get you back to JCAROL Show once again soon.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. But if you will, I don't know your exact age right now, but what's next for you?
Oh, my goodness.
I know family will always be there. Your ministry will always be there. But what's next? Have you, or is it something that you cannot share at this time?
Well, I do know some things are brewing, and I do want to. What I'm focusing on now is generational healing, and that's healing the family dynamics, because family makes up everything. And I love family, so I am working towards something that's going to help bring healing to families. That's very important. And not only is it important for families to be whole, but like the parents, the children, because they're going to grow up to be parents and have children. So I do know what's coming up next is generational healing for me. And however that's going to be and however that's going to look, the pieces are coming. That's all I'm going to tell you. The pieces are coming.
Now, how can we reach you? Are you on social media?
I am on social media. JEANELL MCIVER, JEANELL MCIVER, MCIVER. So I am on Instagram, JEANELL MCIVER. So everything is JEANELL MCIVER. So I am also on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok.
Okay.
JEANELL MCIVER.
Now, you're too old for TikTok.
You know
no,
what?
No,
but guess what? I feel like I am sometimes, and I don't really do it.
I know.
Let me help you with those.
I know.
Y'all stop letting these kids talk you into stuff, because these young people talked me into getting a TikTok. And I said no all this time and got one. They was like, you don't really do anything on it. Well, I got it, though. That's what I got it, though.
And I'm on TikTok. I'll post something, but I don't go back and check.
I don't know what it is about the TikTok.
You might end up in a magazine, or you might end up on TV. One-on-one with JCAROL. When you slide through the majesty, and we gon' show the world that we the latest, and we gon' show the world that we the biggest. One-on-one with JCAROL. Ain't nothing bigger than the majesty. Yo, tell me your story and I'ma tell the world. Get it off your chest, baby, don't hold it in. One-on-one, baby, let's talk about it. Ain't nothing bigger than the majesty. Yeah, hey, let's talk about it.
The preceding program has been fully paid for by the sponsor, The Majesty Now magazine. Peachtree TV does not constitute endorsement of this product.